Welcome to Fred Talks. We're going to install the new aftermarket steering wheel on a 1971 Chevy C series pickup. We're going to start by removing the horn cover, and then you would remove the ring behind that, the spring behind that. I want to disconnect your battery terminal. Get your puller, put your puller in there, hook it up, pull the wheel, go ahead and back this nut all the way off. You would have loosened that before you started pulling with the puller, and then you would remove the steering wheel. And then you're going to need to order a kit to go back with this. In this case, it's a Grant aftermarket steering wheel that requires a kit for this thing to go back and work with your horn. Here's what the wheel looks like, and I'll give you the kit number here in just a minute. Okay, it's going to be Grant kit number 3163. If your horn switch looks like this, you're going to have to remove this plunger here and insert a new plunger that comes with the kit. So we're going to slide this off, and we will be removing this spring and plunger from this apparatus here. So that little plunger just pulled out with a little brute force, and we will be inserting the new plunger into there. Okay, so the way this thing comes, for our truck, we're going to have to take it apart because we're not going to use this plastic body here. So we're going to just remove the plastic body from this. So the way it's going to work on the horn is that the spring included with the kit that we had taken apart earlier will drop down in the hole of this horn ring, and then the wire from the kit actually snaps on top of the adapter here, and the metal contact here will go in between the adapter here and go in on the spring, so it'll actually push the spring against the horn contactor, and that's how you'll maintain your continuity for the horn switch. So horn ring, spring, contactor tip, and this adapter. And also note that on this piece here, it's going to be marked top with an arrow here, so we need to make sure when you're putting that on that this is oriented toward the top right here. So the next step is going to be to place this cap, run the horn wire through the oval oblong hole here, place this cap on there and align it with the screw holes. Okay, we got this piece here that'll go on this cap here. It also is marked for top for the orientation there, and so we'll continue to thread the horn switch wire through there, place that on there, and then there will be 3 bolts that will secure this to the column. And what this will do is allow us then to have a mounting bracket in this particular case for the steering wheel. Okay, on a conventional horn, where you would have a horn that you just press the horn, you would have to use this ring here. We're not going to use that because on mine, this is actually a horn switch, kind of a button switch situation. So what will happen is the horn wire that we've threaded through will attach to one of these prongs, and the other prong, I'm going to have to make a wire and attach it here and ground it to one of the bolts in the steering wheel, so that when you press the button, then the horn will be shorted to ground and honk. So we won't need this, only because of this style of wheel that I've chosen. And a lot of these Grant models do have an integrated button, so in that case you're going to have to establish a good ground for that to work. Okay, so we've got our ground wire installed. I just grounded it to one of the bolts here in the that holds the bracket on here. So we're going to put our nut on, and the washer and the nut. This is the main nut that secures the collar to the column here. We'll torque that down, and then all that's left at that point is we will bring the wires through the wheel and attach those to the horn button, and secure the wheel with the trim ring to the column. So I'm going to do that now, and I'll give you a shot of the final result. Okay, so there we have her installed and working. And just some parts that you're not going to need from the new kit on the 70, 71 Chevys, probably early 70s, late 60s. You're not going to need this horn ring because we have a different style of horn ring. You're going to break the body off of the horn wire contact, and you're going to use the contactor with the kit. I actually found that the contactor, the old factory contactor, was not so long, and it worked a little better, so I just shoved it back down in place of using the new contactor here, and it works just fine. And then as far as the old wheel goes, obviously you're going to have some old parts there that we're not going to be putting back in the wheel, so when you have some parts left over, that's a good thing. You shouldn't have used those back in there anyway. So that's it for the install of an aftermarket steering wheel on a early 70s C-Series pickup. Thanks for watching. Fred Talks, and subscribe and come back later. Thanks.